Hi, it's the M.L.M for the Soul channel, and I do have a new topic for today. Before I begin, I would just like to say, may the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor and acceptance before you, Hashem. And I also want to thank some people who have inspired me and continue to inspire me, and I hope they can do the same for you. And I will have links below this video so you can check them out as well. They are Rabbi Shalom Arush, Rabbi Lazer Brody, Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, Rabbi Eli Mansour, Rabbi Alona Nava, Rav Daniel Asor, Rabbi Yuval Ovadia, Nissim Baruch Black, David Sachs, and Jews for Judaism, Rabbi Michael Skobach. And again, if you've never watched this channel before, M.L.M for the Soul does stand for something. And in the first video that I recorded, I explain what that means, and you have to just keep scrolling down till you get to that first video. I don't remember the date for it, but maybe in the next video I will look that up. So if people are wondering what my first video was, because Baruch Hashem I have I think over 90 videos now, and they keep coming, Baruch Hashem, to inspire myself, because whatever I say is for my own benefit and also for everyone else who is watching and listening. So today we're also going to take a topic I came up with again from this wonderful book called Praying with Fire 2. There is a one that I used in the past, and this is 2. It's from the Artscroll Series by Rabbi Heshy Kleinman. So if you are not aware of these wonderful books and sefers that Artscroll sells, I will have a link to their site below this video. And this is definitely a wonderful one to read. I read this actually one day. It has over 100 plus days. So I read every day, a different day. I read before I do my tefillot, my davening. And also, since this is Torah, because it refers to a lot of things in Torah, I always say there's 3 brachos that I say before you are studying Torah, because you want to make sure that you acknowledge that you're learning the Torah before you actually do it. You have to thank Hashem, so we have to do that first. So I always say those blessings first, and then I read this before I daven. So it gives me a little chizuk, gives me a little something extra to think about while I'm praying. So the title for the day, well, I'll tell you the title of the topic, and then I'll tell you what I'm reading from. So this title for today's topic is called Pray All Day Long. And you might be wondering, how is it possible to pray all day long? Like, you have to do things. You can't be praying all day long, but it is possible, and there is a way that is explained here for day 44. This is called the Essence of Emunah, and this goes under the category of 8 practical strategies to strengthen Emunah. And I believe I might have read from some other ones of them in the past. So I'm going to read this through as well and then talk about it. So here goes. We live in a world of buzzers, bells, and ringtones, which are constantly ripping us away from one thought or act and thrusting us into another. It seems harder than ever to keep any feeling or thought consistently in the forefront of our minds. However, the awareness of Hashem is not just one more item in an overstuffed inbox. It is the outgrowth of the heart's deepest emotions. So again, we have so much going on, like how can you keep focused? That's the issue. The strategies in the preceding days, so that's the days that we talked about. I mentioned that there are 8 strategies. So in the book, there were 8 strategies before this. Or I should say, I don't know if there were 8, but a certain number, are all derived from well-known concepts that everyone can use. Each is a means to free us from the worldly entanglements and illusions that distract us from ultimately opening our hearts to a vibrant connection with the one above. Rav Chaim Friedlander, who was Mashgiach of the Panovas Yeshiva, provides a beautiful allegory to describe Emunah that is lived as a constant, vivid reality. So here's a little story. Long after her beloved husband dies, this is only an allegory, so this isn't like a real story, it's just an allegory. Long after her beloved husband dies, a widow continues to, quote, see him in front of her. She desires to spend as much time as possible in the home they shared, to re-experience the warm, loving feelings that characterized her marriage. She, quote, sees him in every corner of their home, and his stamp is on every object in the house. She will forever cherish everything that bears witness to their life together. Even though the widow cannot physically see her husband, the love and harmony in which they lived is imprinted on the everyday objects of their lives. Therefore, even after her husband is no longer physically present, the widow is still bound to him, and her world still resonates with his presence. Similarly, one who feels Hashem's presence and loves Hashem, quote, sees Hashem in all of creation. So the allegory with a person transfers over to Hashem. So the same way as if you feel Hashem's presence, then you see him in everything around you. There's nothing around you that doesn't show Hashem's presence. This constant state of awareness is conveyed in Rabbi Yochanan's prescription. This is from Brachos 21a. Quote, would that a person pray all day long? In response, we might ask the obvious question, how can anyone pray all day long? When would he learn Torah, and when would he work and tend to other daily responsibilities? Like I said, how could you be doing it all day long? The answer stems from understanding exactly what Rabbi Yochanan means by, quote, praying. His intent is expressed in the Torah words, which is from Devarim 8:18. Then you shall remember Hashem, your G-O-D, that it was He who gave you strength to make wealth. So how do you make it? How do you get everything from Hashem? He gives you everything to do everything. Okay? When a person sees Hashem's hand in every aspect of his day, his safe commute daily to and from work, his ability to acquire the skills and tools of his profession, the fact that he found a job, or that his customers come to him, that he receives money from his work, then his work becomes a, quote, prayer. So the idea is he sees Hashem's hand in every aspect of his day. That's how you're able to pray all day long. It's like because everything you do is Hashem has a hand in. If parents tend to their children with awareness that Hashem gave the parents the health and strength to bear and raise them, their parenting chores become a prayer. So it's not really like, oh, it's a grind, I have to do this. You got to realize that Hashem gave you the strength and the health to do this, and that's, again, it becomes a prayer. The more aware of Hashem's presence one becomes, the more everything is invested with His presence. Again, I'll repeat that. The more aware of Hashem's presence one becomes, the more everything is invested with His presence. The more one constantly comes to, quote, see Hashem before Him. It is a level of awareness that can be reached step by step, simply by focusing on the underlying reality of all things and events, that it is all from Hashem. Even the starkly physical act of eating becomes a, quote, prayer. When a person takes a moment to contemplate that Hashem gives him 5 unique faculties that are necessary for the process to work smoothly and effectively. Now, underneath it has an explanation of these 5 unique faculties, and I will read it because it's very interesting. So it goes like this. When food first reaches the throat, one needs the strength to draw the food into the body. Next, one utilizes the power to store the food in one's body until the waste is extracting and is ready to be expelled. Otherwise, one would never be satiated from eating. One must then have the ability to digest the food, or else it remains in the body indefinitely. One's liver must also be able to disseminate the food to the other organs of the body, providing it with the necessary nutrients to be able to grow and function properly. And finally, one must eliminate the part of the food that is harmful. Otherwise, the body becomes contaminated with toxins which can eventually be lethal. So look at these 5 faculties that Hashem gave us. It's amazing. This is just a glimpse. There's Rabbi Avigdor Miller Zatzal. He delves deep into this whole concept of the body, with Hashem. It's amazing. If you ever want to check out any of his works or listen to any of his lectures, it's just mind-blowing. So look at that. Look at all these things that have to happen. So Hashem gave this to us, and it has to work smoothly. If it doesn't work smoothly, if this not right, that not right, then your body is not working and functioning properly. So eating is an act that every living creature can accomplish. Yet with this brief flash of awareness that I just read to you, the details, it becomes another vibrant experience that arouses recognition that everything comes from Hashem. Like we say, Ein od milvado, there's nothing but Hashem. When a person is emotionally bound to Hashem's presence, feeling his love and the limitless benefits, he bestows in every aspect, his love and the limitless benefit he bestows in every aspect of life, meaning Hashem, he fulfills Rabbi Yochanan's statement, quote, would that a person pray all day long. His life becomes a, quote, prayer, and the rock-solid core of emunah that he constructs within his heart enables his real prayers to truly come to life. So as you see, you can pray all day long, because in everything you do, Hashem is there. So you're praying, so it's like every time you think that, it's praying, it's like acknowledging that Hashem is in this, Hashem, everything I do, from like they said here, from your getting you safe to work, having the skills to do your work, and the fact that you get the money from your work, that's all how it comes from Hashem. That's all a prayer, because you have to think about it. Hashem is in everything that we do. Right now, me here, I'm talking to you, Baruch Hashem, is because of Hashem. So that he is allowing me to do this, and he's given me the ability to do this. It's very important that we acknowledge. So, and it says on the side of this page, sometimes it says some interesting pointers, so I'm just going to read them. So it says, emunah that is rooted in a person's heart prompts him to see Hashem's imprint on everything. Reminding oneself of Hashem's essential role in allowing us to succeed in our daily activities is a pivotal step in implanting an emotional awareness of Hashem. And finally, when one acknowledges Hashem's role in daily activities, even the most mundane tasks take on the character of a prayer, enabling one to, quote, pray all day long. And I hope and pray that we do pray all day long, and with that in mind, we all come together and we will merit to live and see the coming of Mashiach speedily in our days and rebuilding of our final everlasting Beis Hamikdash. Amen, and thank you for watching.